live.
Okay, perfect. So we'll do a bit of a run sheet so everyone knows what's going on. We're recording this so if people can't come, please share it around to the community. But so far, so good. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Thank you for the hustle and bustle in the community. It's been absolutely fantastic. Lots of new members coming in. This week is going to be especially quite big for our marketing side of things. We've got some new guys jumping on board, VCs, KOLs, influencers. Our name is starting to get out there, which is very exciting. People are seeing Immunify.Life. They're seeing what the real use case that we've got. People are very excited about it. So, we're growing. It's fantastic. Of course, you know about the IDO coming out, so we'll talk about that very shortly. But a bit of the rundown is we're going to talk about, just give you a bit of an update, briefly talk about the IDO and what is required, etc. Then we're going to go into New Mexico, have a bit of a chat about that. Some news, some big news that we haven't announced yet. You guys might have seen it, you might have not, but we haven't even announced it yet. So we'll talk about that shortly. We'll also talk about the foundation. And then we've got some questions from the Twitter that we've got no idea what they are. We're going to do like a rapid fire, quick answer while we're going through them. We've got our lovely marketing lady, Sarah, that's picking them out, putting them in the sheet before we even know they're there. So it's sort of quick on the spot type stuff. Which is quite exciting. And then what we're going to do is open up for the audience, for the community. If you guys have got any questions, what we're going to do is we're going to open up the community. So instead of opening up the voice, what we'll do is we'll get everyone to go into the chat and then write their questions there. And then we'll pick some of those quickly, about 5 questions. You'll have about 20 minutes. Oh, no, sorry, 20, about, let's say 30 seconds to do that. Don't do that now. Listen, pay attention, obey. And then what we'll do is we'll, when we get to that point, we will then tell you guys to go ahead and ask some questions, and we'll pick them. So let's start from the top. I think we've got a new guy. I'm sure you guys have seen him in the group. He's the head of community here for Immunify.Life. Lots of experience with communities, lots of experience with VCs and handling communities. He's a gem for Immunify.Life. Nick is head of communities, and he wants to have a little bit of a chat about the exclusive community that we have started, which we're about to announce. Well, we already have announced, but let's get Nick. Nick, do you want to give us a little bit of a rundown of how the exclusive community is going to work, and what are the key dates there, please?
Sure. Thanks for this great introduction. Here is Nick, Gem of Immunify. So basically, as many already saw, we have announced this exclusive community. So basically, as I believe, and I think everyone agrees, that the community is the core of each project. And as now we are in our pre-IDO active stage, so now we are making a big emphasis on community work, and we already started with quizzes and increasing engagement, and exclusive community is our next big step. So basically, of course, we want to have as active community as we can. We already have a great community. I love it, but of course there is always a place for improvement. So, and exclusive community is the place where we will have our most active and loyal members. And the first members of this community will be everyone who will participate in our contest. So we will announce it tomorrow. So basically, of course, each community needs its own name, and the contest will be to provide ideas for exclusive community. And basically, inside the community, we will have brainstorming sessions. We will have internal giveaways and other rewarding system for our active members. And moreover, at the end of each month, we will reward our most active member. So, and the winner will get prizes from Immunify team. And also, it will be very important that probably many will join at the start, but also to keep inside this community, you need to be active. So if you enter, it doesn't mean you'll stay there. So we will make sure that everyone is active. We will put there some tasks which everyone will need to complete. And the goal will be to grow the project, to grow engagement within the community. And I think this is the great way to do it. And so stay tuned for the update.
Fantastic.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah, great. I love how we're doing that as well. And we're also growing other communities, which is quite important as well. We're not only focused, we are focused on the official, but of course, we've got a global investor pool or people that are very enthusiastic about our project. So, you know, we did a very big AMA with a Turkish group a couple of days ago, and that was fantastic. They were so supportive. And look, we're going to have to open a Turkish group. We've already got a Russian one there because some of our one of our biggest KOLs, as you guys know, the Shark, is huge, and he's pushing us around. He's a big influence in the Russian community. So yeah, and we've got another group of guys coming in as well who are even bigger. So it's just ridiculous what sort of traction we're getting here. So we've got to make sure that the community is part of this project. That's one of the key things that we want to focus on for 2022. Anything you want to say there, Tony?
No, just lots to get through, lots coming through the pipeline for our community. With Nick, who's an expert at building these things and really community centric, we're really going to be focusing on you guys and making sure that that the experience is one that you want to come back to. And yeah, we really love our community.
Yeah, totally. So let's go through a little bit of what has been happening. And of course, Danny, Guy, feel free to jump in whenever you want while we're going through this. And if you feel there's something that we've missed or we need to update, please go ahead.
We can't get it all in, really. It's just a bit of a quick brush over.
Yeah, totally. So let's just go through. I mean, one of the biggest things is, of course, the IDO. Let's just touch on that now. Trust pads. I mean, it was a long time coming. We've been talking to their main advisors, Tokenova, who again is partnered with Immunify.Life. They have a big healthcare background, especially one of the guys in the team, Sim, or S, he likes to call himself on Tokenova.
Yeah.
Who is also going to be advising for Immunify.Life. We haven't officially announced that. Well, maybe we just did it then.
Just did.
So that's a great partnership. He knows a lot of people in the
university circle. So
yeah,
he's
Oxford,
Cambridge.
Oxford.
Yeah, no,
it's the UN.
He's going to be helping us expand our clinical research and bringing in some really big names.
Yeah, so that's how the partnership of the Trust Pad came along. And we thought it was a perfect fit. We've talked to so many out there. As you know, we also had one planned, but we decided that we weren't really ready and we didn't want to go with them at some point. So what we're doing here is TrustPad and us, we're huge synergies and a great partnership. So we're very excited to be launching with TrustPad, and it was a good choice.
I mean, they are the #1 cross-chain launch pad.
Totally.
So, I mean, easy choice to make.
And also, I feel their community and they're not only what projects they've launched in the past. I mean, Blocktopia was a huge project that they launched. There's also another one there, like what was that, Dungeon something game, and D&D or whatever it was. But essentially, they have done some launched some big projects. But the main thing here is also what those projects have gone off to do, and they've all been really good projects, and the community's been solid. These guys have got heaps of followers. It's a good community to tap into to sort of grow our community, and they look solid, and that's something that is very important to us.
Yeah, so our pool's actually live there at the moment, so if you want to go and put that on your favorite page and get ready,
yeah,
be able to whip over there on the 20th of January
2022
you can be in there.
Yeah, so it's going to be fantastic. And I mean, if you think about it, we're about a month out. Well, a little bit over a month. Of course, we've got the Christmas period and the silly season. But we actually announced it pretty early. You know, usually these IDOs, you can launch them in about 10 days, 7 days. But why we've done this is because the community, you guys have been with us for a very long time. We just wanted to announce this. And it's a bit of an early Christmas present for everyone.
Totally.
You know?
And there will be more. We've got more surprises for after Christmas, some really great surprises.
We do. And also leading into the IDO and then after the IDO. So I would say the first quarter of 2022 is going to be, I think, Immunify.
Huge.
And Immunify.Life's huge quarter. So I think that's enough for the IDO there. There's the website there. If you want to go and have a look there, please do. They're going to be talking to us. We're going to be doing a lot of marketing closer to the IDO date, of course, because as you know, everyone, it has to be quite quick turnaround, short sprints. So yeah, we'll have lots to talk about when it comes to that.
If there's anything more, any particular questions, just smack them into Twitter and we'll pick them up later in the AMA and answer them.
Yeah, we've got some big announcements, some big VCs, and I don't like the word VCs, but we've got a lot of friends and good partnerships, good collaborations going on here with some
friends.
Yeah, some friends. And I mean, like, just to name a few, Gaines, we released them. They're going to do a couple more AMAs with us. They're pushing us around. They're supporting us. We've got DCI. Those guys are fantastic. We've got an AMA with them coming up. We've got Tokenova, of course, and
look, there's more than 12 VCs to announce
totally
over the coming days. So
totally,
yeah, we'll slowly be trickling them out and informing you about who they all are.
And we've got one of the biggest marketing friends,
huge.
The biggest one since many years ago. Myself and Tony were working with them in 2017, and even at that point, they were just killers. So I think that's going to be a very exciting announcement. I might touch on. Oh yeah, we got some videos coming out. Today we're going to be releasing a very important video, around our Kenyan meeting with the university. So that's going to come out today. Please share that, throw that around. But that's going to be a very important meeting. It's a recap of our meeting that we had with the whole university.
It's totally amazing, and you can actually hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. You can actually drop in and see the Skype video of it all happening. So yeah, it's an amazing piece of work.
Guy, would you like to talk about that?
Well, I'll just while we're on the topic of partnerships, we haven't really covered much about Mobiquity and their parent company Hexaware. They're a technical development partner with us, and they've been working on our software development for the Kenyan pilot. Hexaware are a huge company. They're almost $1 billion a year US turnover, 20,000 employees in around close to 40 countries around the world. So they are a big, very solid tech partner, and Mobiquity is the innovation arm of that organization. So we're really lucky to have them on board. They're based in Australia, and they have access to technical people all over Africa, as well as in Europe and the US. So they're going to really add some great weight to the technical development. So very happy to have them on board.
Yeah.
And it's, I guess what's really good about them too is that they're literally just down the road from you, Guy, right? So you can just wander down into the office and have a coffee and chat through what's going on.
Yeah, exactly right. It makes such a difference. We have been working with overseas developers, and there are always issues with communication and time lags, etc. So it's really, really good. And they use some of the latest really cool interactive tools as well, and to review the technology, to make fine tuning it. And we're going to produce a series of videos actually on the Sprint development set. So people who are interested in the tech side, they'll be able to see some of that online coming up.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
And we actually did a filming with them 2 days ago, didn't we, in Sydney? So that video is coming out, I'll say early next year, with a bit of a touch on Mobiquity. So they're good guys down there. So yeah, looking forward to releasing that. Let's have a look here. So we did Mobiquity. Yeah, I mean, any other updates there for now? I mean, partnerships are coming out. We're developing the tech. We're also creating an MVP, which we will announce that probably next year, on the whole COVID vaccination passport, NFT, and KYC protocol. So that's something that we're very excited about, which will bring out. I mean, it's very early to even talk about it. Well, not too really. I mean, we're nearly there. But it's just something to be quite aware that's happening in the background, and a nice little MVP that we're creating.
Yeah, and I don't know if we mentioned the other day around the Commonwealth Medical Association and the cut through we had there. We were actually the only commercial company to be presenting at this forum. And so the Commonwealth Medical Association is an intergovernment organisation that looks after the medical associations of 52 Commonwealth countries. So we had the opportunity to present there a couple of weeks ago, and we've already had interest from some of the Commonwealth countries, from the epidemiologists coming in. So it was a very, very successful event, and we're very excited about actually delivering our message up at that level.
Very excited to be working on the opioid addiction side of things as well. Our primary focus is on Africa, but we were actually approached by this special clinic in New Mexico in America who handle heroin addiction. And so we are developing a version of the technology that will be used to help heroin addicts as they go through their rehabilitation and counseling program. And that is really, really going to make a difference to those people. But also, what we've discovered in our talks with people in Africa and at the Commonwealth Medical Association is that addiction to pain medications is not just something that happens in first world countries. In fact, the vice chancellor of the university in Kenya actually said that pain addiction, addiction to OxyContin and those sort of drugs is very, very common in Africa, and it's really eroding the fabric of the youth there. So we've sort of stumbled on another very, very important use case for our technology, and it's going to be something that will be suitable for not just emerging economies, but established economies like in America and Europe. So we're very excited about that one.
Yeah, and we've also got a video there from them and from the State of the Heart, so that's going to be quite interesting.
Yeah, that's on our website at the moment, actually, so you can go and check. And that's another little sneaky thing we've done.
Oh, you've released it.
Oh, we've got the new website too. So if you go to Immunify.Life and check out our new website, you can go down and check on where we're actually operating and click on that, and you can see some of our partners talking.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool because we've set it up so that you can see a demo, a little run through of the patient app, but you can also look at the globe and see where we're active, and you can hover over the little icons and there'll be content there. So you get a feel for the different projects, and when we've got videos, we'll be adding them. So it's a really great place to get updated on what we're doing.
Absolutely. And if you go to the website, there's a little special. This is the version of version 3. We've got a lot to add, as you can imagine. If you go to the top right corner, you can see there that there's staking coming soon. We are currently in development of our staking mech, but of course, before we launch publicly, TGE, token generation event, if people don't know what that is, essentially on a centralized exchange or decentralized exchange, open for the public, we'll be releasing our staking mechanism. Now, it's not, I think we'll just talk about this very quickly. It's not any general staking. There's actually a bit more.
It's actually built into our platform, so it's not a gimmick. It's actually part of how our system works. So just to touch on it, there's effectively in Immunify.Life we have the big data pool of de-identified information which comes off to the side, and so we actually monetize that information. Now, how we monetize that information is we have stakers. People that stake tokens, pharmaceutical companies, NGOs, people that want access to medical data, and they stake on one side to access this data. Now, their stake is actually taken as a fee and passed through to the other side to patients who are staking their tokens to monetize their medical data, and also, crypto enthusiasts who want to get an APY. So effectively, in the first instance, the rewards of this API are actually bootstrapped out of our ecosystem. And then as we build our valuable big database, eventually it transitions over to a fee structure where the APY is paid directly out of the fees that the big data pool makes. So there's a little brief overview. We're going to have some Medium articles, and we're going to have more information about that. And yeah, that's what you can do with your lovely little limbs, is stake them and make some APY.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. The guys that created this are the top mathematicians.
Geniuses,
been in the game for a very long time. They developed the staking mechanism and tokenomics for like Casper Labs, Polymath,
World Mobile,
Steemit, etc. So these guys have been in the game for a long time. OGs, and it's been good. They came to us, and we've had a really good relationship with them as well, and they're part of the team, so that's fantastic. Moving on, Guy, would you like to touch on the foundation launch and just a brief idea of what that is? And then we'll move on to our rapid questions.
Yeah, we're very excited. We're doing a soft launch of the Immunify Foundation. The website is up there, so you please feel free to go and have a look at that. So that is immuneify.org, immuneify.org. And that's our charity arm, which is going to work hand in hand with the operational arm of the business. And that is all about making sure and helping to drive and enabling equitable access to healthcare for everybody around the world. And the vision of that organization is a vision of a world where we're able to collectively and sustainably ensure access to quality healthcare for all. So it's a noble cause. Eventually, it'll be set up so that crypto holders who want to stake their crypto and donate some of the yield to charities will be able to do it through that website. They'll be able to browse through different projects to select them. And the good thing about the projects that they select, they'll be underpinned by our software so that you'll be able to get accurate data about where your donations go. So you won't just be donating money and, you know, wondering what country even it ends up in. You'll be able to drill down to exactly see, you know, how patients are benefiting from the donation. So very exciting. It's a nice looking website, and yeah, so please have a look.
Yeah, no, that's a very imperative part of the project, the philanthropy side of things, and it's definitely what Immunify is all about.
It's a bit of a game changer to give money to someone and actually see where it goes.
Oh, totally. Yeah, especially in this day and age. And then also with people with getting yield at the same time. I mean, you're giving a portion of your yield over as well, part of the charitable DeFi arm. So, I mean, it's just game changing. Not many people are doing it at the moment. So that's definitely very exciting. Okay, I think let's move on to the rapid questions from our Twitter. Let me quickly. So Sarah's just what's she doing here? Okay, cool. So sorry, bear with us, guys. It's a blank screen at the moment. If you guys can't, well, you can't see it all, but I'm just having a look here. So okay, she's typing. All right, first question coming up here. So this is from the community. From Twitter, but I believe. Yep. Okay. So here, first question: what chain does IM use? Quickly. So essentially, let's go through this quickly. So we're using currently Ethereum. We're going to do our token launch event on Ethereum, but we're going to be using a second layer solution, which of course is Polygon. So Polygon we call this our test net at the moment till we move over to Cardano. So Cardano is going to be our main chain. We call it Cardano. We're going to be building 1.5 on Cardano, not layer 1, but 1.5 on Cardano. So the reason we've done this is because Cardano right now, they've developed their smart contracts. They've got their projects on there, but at the moment, they're just working a bit slow. And I'm sure the community know about that as well. So the Cardano community. So what we're doing here is we need to get moving. We've got clinics in Cameroon, Kenya, as we said, New Mexico. We've got some new countries that are coming out as well that we need to announce, and we cannot be waiting for a chain. Healthcare does not wait for chains. So we can't be waiting. So we're currently doing it this way, and we've had a lot of props from a lot of Cardano projects at the moment for doing so, because, I mean, look, we have to do this. So we are definitely going to be bridging onto Cardano down the track. We've talked to IOHK, we've talked to their ERC20 to ADA 20 converters. It's going to be absolutely fine. We can do smart contracts, etc., pivot them over. There's no issues. The minting process is going to be quite different, but at the same time, it's going to be absolutely fine for the NFTs, for the COVID vaccination passports, malaria, the health records, etc. So it's a very easy pivot over. So we'll be doing that later on in the year when Cardano is ready. But at the moment, we're sticking to Ethereum, sticking to our layer 2 solution for the fees element and the transactional elements as well. But then again, we'll move over to Cardano when they are ready. Okay, next question quickly. Do you have anything to add there?
No, I think you've covered that off awesomely.
Perfect. Here, when is the Immunify.Life platform being released?
Oh, big question.
Are they talking about Big Bertha, maybe?
Big Bertha, I think.
Okay, Big Bertha. Well, it depends. That's a very weird, difficult question, not weird. Guy, do you want to answer that?
Well, yeah, I mean, the key elements of the ecosystem are being developed now and being used in the field. But yeah, we're using all those, let's call them phase 1 implementations to inform the development of the really, really big system. And we call that Big Bertha. That's the nickname internally for it. The plan is to start the development of that probably Q2, and that is a big development process. It's probably 5-6 months. But in the meantime, we will the other systems will be up and running, and we'll be able to generate revenue before then. But so yeah, around probably April next year, we'll be kicking it off, and that's a very, very big, imagine the challenges of developing a health record system and health management system that is robust enough, secure enough to meet the needs of, it might be 20 million people, 50 million people in one country. So it's a huge project, a really exciting project, and one of the biggest, most ambitious ones that's ever been undertaken.
Yeah, wow. Good stuff there. Okay, cool. Waiting for the next question, please, Sarah. Oh, here it goes. What are the requirements for participating in the IDO? So for that,
for TrustPad,
you
actually have to buy the TPAD token and stake it to get various levels. So let's have a look at the levels here. T-pad. So the bottom level is for a chance is 3,000 T-pad. A prospect, 6,000 T-pad. An affiliate, 10,000 T-pad. A member, 15,000, and it goes all the way up to 185,000 T-pad for orbit. And that's effectively, they're all varying chances and sizes of allocation.
Yeah, so it's just standard IDO. You just have to.
Yeah, there's a few more tiers in this one though. Most of them only have sort of 3 or 4 tiers, but this one has multiple tiers.
Well, they've been around for a very long time.
These are the big boys.
Yeah, they are.
And so this is the preeminent launch pad that we're working with, and then there will be announcements of other angles and launch pads that you can come to in the future.
Totally, and then don't forget the public as well.
Yes.
All right, so that's good. Next one, please, Sarah. What's the initial market capitalization for the M token? Now, this is a very good question. I mean, it's on our website and you go to our tokenomics, but currently we are sitting at 673,000 market cap at the moment. 673, not million, not 63 million, not 6 million.
$673,208.
$208. So that's not even 1 million market cap at the moment.
It's a bit of a gem, isn't it?
I mean, you guys deal with that with what you want, but you
not financial advice.
Not financial advice. But I mean, that's a very low for something that we're creating, and it's. I mean, we didn't.
It's more like a game kind of thing. You know,
totally.
It sounds like it. Not an actual legitimate medical company.
No, but there's a reason why we're doing that, and it's not for the token price. It's actually to do with a bit of the staking mech. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
What have we got here?
What is the use case for the M token?
Right. So, well, one of the major use cases for the M token is obviously the staking mechanism to access the data at one end for people to sample it, and then also to stake for the APY for the crypto user.
Mm-hmm.
But as a patient, you're actually using it it's used as an incentive to incentivize the patients to come in. It's used as an incentive for the clinicians to make sure that they fill in the forms and complete them as they should. So it's also used by the patient then to stake to effectively monetize their de-identified data.
Yeah, perfect. And also another one is also used for goods and services as well.
Yes.
So the app. So
we have a partner where you can directly fund the tokens in Kenya for goods and services.
And I think the overall thing we have to look at is Immunify.Life is we've had people question this as well. Why do you even need a token? There's a big reason for us to use a token. This is the fuel of the beast. We need this token for the whole thing to actually work.
It's an ecosystem.
It's definitely an ecosystem. And one of the big ones here is when we have money coming through, let's say services from NGOs, governments, etc. Sorry, there's a bit of feedback. What we do is usually the funds come through as a service, so they pay a set fee. The governments, the NGOs, the foundations, no one sees the M token because essentially that's running in the background. It's like you buy a Apple computer, you just buy it because it works. You don't understand the tech underneath it. Some people do, some people don't. But so essentially they come in, they don't even see the M tokens. Essentially that's just running the background. Like, let's say like an XRP token with Ripple Foundation.
You mentioned that.
I did have to mention it. It's sort of similar. So then we have them coming in, the funds go through, the money goes through, etc., US dollars, whatever currency it is. Then the M token that gets converted, a portion of that gets converted, a high portion of that gets converted into the M token, and then that goes off to the various needs, incentivization, the liquidity, staking, etc., data, blah, blah, blah. So that's a very important part of it. Also, the minting of the NFT, to be doing some of that, you have to have a certain number of M's there. Very small. It's
so
always
that's minting the self-sovereign identification NFT, and also a COVID passport, for example,
etc. So that again will be used, burnt, etc. So, and then of course the payment for the savings account, the earn protocol as well. So yeah, there's a lot there, I would say. And Guy, do you want to add something there?
Oh, just the thing I think is that really sets us apart from anything else, and the real game changer is the fact that we're using cryptocurrency to drive desired health-related behaviors. So you imagine a person who might be earning $2 a day in Ethiopia, and they might be a child even who has got HIV, and the parents don't have time or can't afford to take time off work to take them to get their medicine. So for the first time, we're going to be able to use crypto rewards to encourage them to do the right thing. and ultimately save lives. So it's brilliant, and it's the thing I'm probably most proud about in the whole operation.
Well said. Let's go through these quickly. We're running out of time here. Is Immunify.Life free to use? Free to use. Bit of a spelling error there. Yes, it is. The app is free.
Yeah, definitely
for everyone. Yeah, good.
I mean, there are paid upgrades that you can do, and you can certainly spend your IMs in there.
Totally.
Stake your IMs, but no, it's free. Yeah.
Okay, next one. Sorry, a bit of lag here. Here it comes. What's the maximum amount of IM I can get after going to a physician?
Right. Well, there's a lot of components that make that up. There's obviously the adoption award in the system that the system gives you, but then depending on what you're actually doing and the reason you're going to the clinic and the reason you're participating in the system, if you're adhering to a HIV program, for example, you're going to have a different reward and a larger reward because you're coming in multiple times as opposed to just coming in twice and getting a COVID vaccination, for example. So the fees vary depending on your jurisdiction, the country that you're in, and the incentive rewards that are driving that initiative.
Okay, great. Next one, Sarah. What's the next continent that Immunify.Life is being launched on? What a question.
Oh, the moon.
The moon.
That's a bit of a crystal ball. I mean, the primary focus is Africa, of course, but we are also doing work in America, and there's actually a tender in Australia for the Australian government to look at innovative technologies to improve education and treatment rates for Indigenous populations. And so that tender starts on the 20th of January, and I think we're going to tender for that business as well, because I'd love to make a difference to some of the marginalised communities in Australia and other countries. But there's also need in South America for this sort of technology. So it's America. We're really driven by individual needs of countries, but Africa is where we started. We've got operations in America, and then who knows where we'll go after that.
Great. Yep. Just waiting for the next one, and then after this, guys, we're going to go straight to the community, and you guys can ask your questions. You'll have roughly a minute to ask any questions that you want, and then we'll pick them. But this is the last question here. Waiting for this one. Bear with us, Sarah. There it is. Okay, so is the Immunify.Life platform regulated?
Wow. Yes, we have to be compliant with all sorts of regulations in regards to storage of medical data, HIPAA compliance, and many other compliance. So yes, we are. We do fit within the regulations. We have to, and we are very government friendly, and the governments love working with us, and we love working with them because everything's immutable and on blockchain. And the way we store the information as well with our big data de-identified pool. We're very compliant.
Yeah, the other thing I might add in there is that the World Health Organization have got some guidelines for digital capture and sharing of health data, specifically in relationship to vaccination certificates, and we're complying with all their guidelines as well. And obviously this is a critical thing. The last thing you want is a slip up when it comes to sensitive medical information. So one of our absolute priorities is to make sure we meet the most rigorous health security standards for governments and individuals as well.
Great. Okay. Awesome. So that looks like those are all the questions. I think that's it for now. I think we covered a lot of ground in that one, as we always do. We make sure they're quick and sharp, 45 minutes in and out. I'm sure we'll do probably another one early in the year, I would say.
Yeah, we'll probably do one. I mean, it's going to be very hectic. We're going to probably slot one in before the IDO, just to touch base and make sure that we're all ready for that and all warmed up. And if we don't see you online or in the groups again, have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy your break. Have a great New Year, and we'll see you all ready for the 20th.
Yep, totally. Guy, have you got anything else you'd like to add before we finish off the year?
Just to say, look, I've really enjoyed the chances I've had to interact with the community when I'm online, and it's growing really nicely. I noticed we hit 2,100 members on Telegram yesterday, so that's a great development. And next year is going to be a brilliant year for us, and hope you all get rewarded for your loyalty and support so far.
Which you guys definitely will. So we'll keep you, we'll keep in touch about that. We'll talk about that next year. So yeah, we're basically working all the way through. We're going to keep it nice and busy. We've got a lot going on here as well. So yeah, I hope everyone has a good festive season, a bit of a holiday, take a little bit of a break from crypto. As we can see, it's not really going in people's directions. You might be a little bit worried about that, but it's actually fine. I'm actually very happy.
The bears are happy.
Yeah, the bears are happy. I don't know if you guys know, I'm a trader as well. I've been a trader since way back when. So I was very thrilled to see that we're not going to over $60,000 Bitcoin by the end of this year. So this is a very good sign for further growth in the year. I would say it's very healthy. So whether you're worried or not right now, please don't be worried. It's actually fine. Not financial advice. Please go to altcoins, I would say, to have a look at those. They're getting a little bit, they're falling down against Bitcoin, which is great buying opportunity, I would say, for me. And that's really good for alts moving into the next year. So that's why we've planned this quite perfectly, because this is when the alt season's basically going to take a bit of a ride. Ethereum, especially right now, I've never seen such resilience through Ethereum right now, keeping the sort of trajectory that it's on. So that's a really good sign for altcoins. So go altcoins, and I mean, go Bitcoin as well, go the whole community. So thank you everyone for joining us. Looking forward to talking to you all next year. If you have any questions, please jump into the group, ask them away. Let's grow this away. Let's grow. Please share everything that we put out there. Telegram, like and subscribe, everything. We've got a video coming out today, guys, so please look out for that. Share it around, the whole Kenyan recap. And thank you very much, everyone, and have a great time.
Bye now.
Bye.